Hello, what's happening everybody? I'm GaffTheMaster974 today, and welcome to another Half-Life 2 mod playthrough. This time around I'm going to be playing a mod called Depot. Now, there are some interesting things to say about this, to be honest. Depot is what became Nova Prospekt in Half-Life 2, and it was supposed to be more of like a drop-off, well, not a drop-off point, but like a... You basically go there and you're supposed to take out like a gunship like gunship storage area or something, and yeah, that's what's supposed to happen with that. You're supposed to get your jeep, but as you see, it's crashed in this little chasm here, and so you have to proceed the rest of the way on foot. Now, as you see, there are antlion grubs in this. This is because this is based off of a, well, it's running in Half-Life 2 episode 2 essentially, but antlion grubs and the antlions and all that were supposed to, well, the antlion grubs, yeah, and antlion king, I think it was, were supposed to exist in Half-Life 2 at some point, in the antlion caves in the run-up to Eli Maxwell's lab, or even just after that maybe, but what happened was that got removed and the antlions came back in essentially Half-Life 2 episode 2. So this is going to be a pretty awkward part because it is so dark, but we have to make our way onto this ship here. It doesn't seem as if that's the way you're supposed to go. Hold on a minute. Whew. If you're wondering why I did that just then, it's because I was going to sneeze and don't really want to be sneezing into the mic or anything. Oh god. Right, there we go. That's how we get up here. So what I do know about this mod is that it is going to be it's going to have some puzzles, and it is going to be a little on the challenging side, so we do need to use the gravity gun in certain situations, and of course it is very, very dark as well, so you have to use your flashlight very, very carefully. So it looks like there's a door here, but we can't use it, so I think these doors we're supposed to blast down with the gravity gun. If we can, we would know, because the door's like coming off the hinges or something, but right, I think that's where we're supposed to go actually, but I'm not going to head down there just yet, because what we should, unless that is where we're supposed to go. Yeah, I don't want to spoil what we're supposed to do by doing what we're supposed to do ahead of time. Like here for instance. Now all that is ambience, by the way, if you hear that, it's all like ambient sounds from within the game. Now as you can see here, this is something that we need to do, but we I think this is where we're supposed to go, but we can't do that just yet because there's something we have to knock out the way first. Now thankfully for me, I have watched someone do essentially a let's play of this game before actually embarking on it myself. So what we're supposed to realise somewhere is that there's a door or something that we can blast down with the gravity gun. So this is something you'll notice as well. It is very, very dark in here, so you have to make some good use of the flashlight. So yeah, that's something that's what we have to deal with. And I think I just ended up back where we started, right? So I can head down this way maybe. Nah, that's buried in sand, so it's not gonna help out any. So yeah, this is one of the instances where you'd probably not know what to do, because obviously it's very dark and you'd have to know where to go in advance. So for instance, I know there is going to be like a door that we have to blast down with the gravity gun, but not seeing where exactly we're supposed to go for that. So it's one of these things you really do need to keep your eyes open and look out for any sort of alternative path that may help you, like down here for instance, because as you see, there's the door that you blast down with the gravity gun, and there's all this green sludge on the floor to lead to another door that we break down with the gravity gun, and alas, we head down these stairs and then down these stairs down here, and as you can see, there's something here that we're supposed to blast with the gravity gun. So I don't know where exactly we're supposed to blast it. Oh, there we go. And that seems to have done it. So that's another thing with this mod as well, is that there's puzzles that we have to solve, and some of them can be quite challenging, and trying to figure out where to go is a little on the concerning side as well. So that's all stuff that we have to deal with. But as you can see, this is being lowered now, allowing us to go across like so. More antlion grubs. So we can't go that way. We have to head down this way because there's more stairs. And as you can see, looks like we've got out, but we haven't. And that's where we have to realise there's like another way that we're supposed to go. Back down here. So there's more stairs and all that. And we head down this way. Head crabs. Where'd he go? There he is. Got him. So as you can see, this is supposed to be a depot. So over there is like the prison area, but instead of building into the prison, they've got their depot located elsewhere. And as you can see, that's a train heading along the track in the middle of the wasteland, and that's supposed to be another area of Half-Life 2. It's supposed to be the wasteland, where basically what the Combine are trying to do is drain the Earth of its resources, such as, you know, draining the water levels and all that, and you know, oh god, I died. Oops. That's me not paying attention to what I'm doing, and my face looks really red right now because that's I've actually got my webcam on top of my microphone for a change because I couldn't find a good place to put it. Otherwise it'd be showing too much of my room, so a nice big close-up of my ugly face should be good enough, I think, for a playthrough like this. Ouch. Wait, it said I broke my legs, but I didn't take any damage from that. Do you see that? I swear I didn't take any damage to that. And I'm not using cheats either, because that's a bit unfair. But yeah, as I was saying, the Wasteland, along with chapters like the Air Exchange or the Hyperborea, were supposed to be in Half-Life 2, but were ultimately removed from the game. So of course there might be an Exchange mod playthrough. There might be, you know, something like that Half-Life 2 beta story stream or something like that. That's not good. So as you can see, looks like that's a cracking texture from like the Half-Life 2 leaked files. If anyone's looked into that, you'll probably know that texture. And if you walk on the sand, you trigger antlions to spawn in, and that's not good. So they will come and attack you. So you gotta try your best to not get killed to the antlions, because as we've been seeing, resources are fairly scarce, to be honest. Now it looks like there's a way down here, down into these antlion caves again. So as you can see, there's these antlion grubs that you can crush for health and all that. So the depot is supposed to serve as a place for the Combine to gather, I guess, prisoners, resources, something like that. And it was just supposed to be a drop-off point in the game instead of being the pivotal Nova Prospekt chapter of Half-Life 2. Now one thing we can do as well, if we really were suicidal, is use these. because those are actually bombs. They do explode when you throw them with the gravity gun. Now, I think we do need to head down this way, so again, good luck trying to do this without touching the sand. I think it's pretty much impossible to do that. And one thing to note as well is that this area is a massive area, and as you see, it's not really dropping frames for me. If it's dropping frames, then that's going to be in the recording, not in the not the actual game. And because it's fairly well optimized, it's actually going to run pretty smoothly, to be honest. And that's a good thing about this mod, because it is a massive area, so it is good to see. It's good to see that it's optimized to some extent, and that's good. So now you can descend into the caves, and as should be made evident very soon, of course there is a bad guy called the Antlion Guard right here that we do need to dispose of. So if you can't hear me, I'm sorry, that's bad audio balancing on my behalf. So again, take out the Antlion Guard, it shouldn't be too bad. Oh god, what happened to him? He just got flung. Damn. So yeah, that's the Antlion Guard. I am playing on easy, by the way, because I'm a bit of a scrubby casual, but you know, that's just the way it goes. So these Antlion caves, I think they do extend for a bit and takes you to different areas from where we just came from. But I do believe this is the way we're supposed to go to get out of the caves to make any sort of meaningful progress with this part. So as you can see, more antlions come in. That's not good, because again we've touched the sand. So by touching the sand, it causes these antlions to spawn in. So I think we're supposed to head down over here somewhere. So take it nice and easy. So the whole idea with this mod is that we're supposed to head to the lighthouse, and as you can see, there's another Antlion Guard over there. Sign us down. So that's the lighthouse. I think that was hidden in the Viz groups of the original coast level, I think. So one of the coast levels, there's things called Viz groups where it's like it's visibility groups, and what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to you can group things together to make it easier or more difficult to perceive certain things. And the lighthouse that you're seeing there was actually hidden in the older Viz groups of one of the coast stages. So whether it looks better or worse than the original Viz groups, or the final lighthouse, sorry, is what I meant to say, then that's all up for debate. But this actually is a pretty decent mod, and I think it would come close to what Valve would have done with this. But of course, what you have to consider is Depot, in this form at least, was scrapped. Oh god. Antlion Guard. He's back for more. H. So that's a nice little feature, if you ask me. The rocks actually break into smaller pieces when you throw them. So if you're going to basically throw rocks at the Antlion Guard, then basically what you'll be seeing is that the rocks so basically if you wanted to throw rocks at the Antlion Guard, then what you'd see is the rocks begin to break into two every time you throw them. I think they are supposed to do some damage, but oh, I ran out of SMG ammo. Don't know if that rebar does the same thing. Sandwich in a corner, not much I could do. Oh, look at that, now we have the theropods, so now those pesky antlions are actually going to be on our side for a bit. So that's good. You kill the antlion guard to get the theropods, and the theropods means that they're with you now. They're going to be on your side, so that's quite nice, to be honest. So maybe that's a little game bug, but you can kind of see where that antlion grub was from through a wall. So that's something. And here's another little fun puzzle. You can actually throw the antlion theropods onto this little platform here, and it's like one of those physics problems from in-game where you have to like put stuff on certain platforms or whatever, or you have to take stuff out for it to move. So that's actually quite nice. So I'm glad I watched someone play this, otherwise I'd be stuck on this for like 10 years or something. I'll never figure any of this stuff out. So seriously, kudos to the person who made this mod, because it's a really good mod. And of course I just died because I jumped outside of the boat, and they probably, oh, do I have to do that all over again because the game never actually saved it? The game never actually, oh god, that's awful then. That's awful game design. They should have added a save point after you killed this guy, but I don't think they had the brains to do that, sadly. So while it is good, it's bad that that happened. So it's kind of like I have to compliment it, but then have to shit talk it at the same time because of just what happened right there. I did it and then, nope, did what you're supposed to do, and you fall into an area that you can't get out of, and that's it. It's all over. So it's probably my fault for jumping outside the level when I wasn't supposed to. So anyway, I think what's supposed to happen is you go down into this area, and then the antlion guards pops in like that, and it basically charges into these walls. Well, it's supposed to charge into these walls. Oh wait, you can actually kill him in just 2 RPGs. That makes it a hell of a lot easier then. So yeah, if anyone's playing this on easy difficulty, you can kill the antlion guard in just 2 RPGs if you want to. So, and going up. So yeah, it's a nice little physics problem, this. It's good use of the physics engine in game, I would say. So again, that's a nice little thing. I think in this mod, what I would say is that I think these puzzles would be slightly more difficult than the ones that Valve would have set in, say, Half-Life 2. So I think that's a little something I would like to say about this. Is, yeah, I think it would be more difficult than in what Half-Life 2 would have been. So by turning off those, you can call in antlions and all that. You can see like smoke and a oil rig, I guess, in the background, and ships and all that. So it's quite good what you can see in the skybox at this stage. Here's another one of those problems where you have to toss the bug bait up there and get the antlions to jump up to it to then lower the platform for you to get up. So again, other than that one autosave fiasco that I just encountered, yeah, kudos and props to the developer of this mod for creating something that's awesome. So I think all of that stuff is just in the skybox itself. You know, this track and all that. Oh god, this guy. There's peeps. Come on, antlions, wherever you are. Are they still down here? Sorry, mate. He got stuck. At least they don't turn on you when you kill them. So I guess that's something. Whoa! That's it, asses. Time to die. And that's not how you die, by the way, but... oh well. I didn't want to do that. I kind of hate that about Half-Life 2, because I just killed a guy, picked up his grenades. It auto-selects the grenade, so it's like, oh, I totally wanted to use the grenade there. Yeah, totally wanted to do that and lost all that in the process. So I guess this is somewhat familiar as well from the final game, where you have to climb these antlion tower blockers, I guess, so they stop you from calling in antlions at these points. But that made it onto more of a beach as opposed to a cliff, as in Half-Life 2. So that's something, I guess. Something that was in the final game that probably would have been involved in a scene like this. So again, it's like the assaults on the prison, if you will, and that's here. So this is where the gunship is. You hear that? There's now a gunship we have to contend with, so we've got to head off to the lighthouse where there's going to be some supplies that we're going to use. So I'm just going to make my way there now and deal with all the peeps later. I got stuck on something apparently. Right. Yeah, break the table, because why not? Okay, now we have to make our way up to the top. So this is the original lighthouse. It looks a bit funky with these, well, helix staircases, I guess I should say. And nice railings as well. I think they're model based, so that's pretty interesting. So as you can see, this is something new as well. I think if you press one of the buttons, it gives you either health or rockets, depending on which button you press. So as you can see, this is where we can get our RPG ammo back. So now I think this would have been a crate of RPG ammo in, you know, like the retail version of Half-Life 2. So, oh god, that's something that you can see as well, is that the gunship actually destroys the blocks around where you are as well. So just kill that guy and all the Gibbs go flying to the ground. So yeah, that's where you gotta be careful of. The gunship can break off this those wall sections right there, and it can really screw you over. Well, I think this is a nice feature where you can choose either a health kit or a RPG ammo. Kind of reminds me of maybe something like from Half-Life 2 Deathmatch, if something like that existed, where it generates, or maybe even something like Call of Duty, I don't know, zombies or whatever, where you create something randomly or something from such a panel or whatever. Right. Now we need to make our way inside the prison and towards the depot, I guess. So that's all. That's the whole idea of this chapter. Is we head into the depot, and I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be like a gunship bay at some iteration of depot, and basically you set it on fire as you escape from it to get yourself over to where well, not Nova Prospect, but over to where the depot is. So as you can see here, someone's shooting at us. Don't know where. Oh, it's a guy on a turret up here. Also, don't think I can throw the theropods up there high enough to get that guy. But we have to head down this way, because I've already seen this mod playthrough. I know where to go, of course. But by heading down this way, we can get into the prison from around here somewhere. So now the antlions start going up there and attacking the guards, just like you would do in Half-Life 2 to some extent, by aiming right underneath them. There's more of them. Right, let's head down this way. So I think a nice little feature I forgot to touch upon in this is, you see that line right there that we've been seeing, maybe a little bit? Well, that line, I think, was supposed to indicate where the sea level was supposed to be. And as you can see, it's like completely drained down to the point where you can see the ocean floor and all of that. So that's supposed to be the extent of the Combine draining the oceans of the Earth, which is pretty bad, to be honest. Didn't quite do what I wanted it to. Oh god, I just pushed myself back with her. Mad force. Okay, so I think what we can do is call in the theropods, and if we throw them in, then hopefully that calls in antlion reinforcements to attack the guys. If the antlions don't get killed, that is. Oh god, what the? I fell into a hole. Oh, I think this is where we're supposed to go. I don't want to go down here just yet. Oh, I'm stuck. Okay. Well, as you can see, we killed those guys. We're supposed to go down this way because this is the pathway into the prison. And as you can see, all that we just played was one entire level. So for it to run as smoothly as it did, of course I am on my gaming PC, but that doesn't deplete from the fact that it was very smooth pretty much all the way while playing that. So should be a testament to how good the optimization of this actually was. So this is a kind of representative of what Valve could have done with the depot if that was going to be included in Half-Life 2, at least in this iteration of the story, because you never know how Valve would have interpreted it, and there's every possibility they would have made the maps actually way smaller than what we've been seeing right now, and it's only due to engine improvements, I guess you can say, that Depot could look as good as this. Bearing in mind that, you know, Depot in this iteration would have leaked over like something like 15 years ago now, so you know, it's kind of outstanding to see how much progress could have been made since then. And if you were to be able to play this like this back then, that would be like unheard of. So it's quite good. So as you can see, there's a fence blocking the way. That's where we're supposed to go. Don't worry, I've seen this before, as I keep saying, like for the third time now. So we have to go all the way around the back end of this area right here. Oh, that's dreadful. I didn't want to do that. Well, I knocked one of them down, I think. I don't know if I got both of them. Oh, I did get both of them. Interesting. Right. So gradually we push back the Combines to the point where the antlions can take out the guards on that tower. They are pretty well, you know, pretty well off there, shall we say. But that's where we come in. We're gonna screw them up, boy. Oh god, I'm getting stuck on the displacement geometry, I guess. Right, let's go. There's a guy up here. Right, take that guy out. Now we slowly but surely reach this this complex area, or this tower, watchtower, whatever, where these guys are held up. Swoosh on in. Don't worry, I'm doing a normal swaggy watch as I'm just swooshing right on in as you're supposed to. Oh god. Hey, that's not nice, mate. There's someone over there as well. Got him. Lovely. That's what we're supposed to do. So now we can gather more ammo and resources and take out another gunship, but from within here. Ah, I shot down the rocket. How about you die, ass? Asswipe. Like that. I think at some point in the original Half-Life 2 beta, There's supposed to be an area in the middle of the gunship that's supposed to shoot lasers down at you, or at least shoot a mine or something, or a bomb out of its chest area, but that was ultimately removed from the game. And I think in some one of the maps of the Half-Life 2 leak or the Half-Life 2 beta, you are supposed to play, see that in action. So see like a charge from the gunship and it goes bang like that or something. Supposed to be damaging, I guess, but obviously they didn't implement that in the game. Even in the subsequent episodes, that wasn't something that actually ended up happening. So so it is what it is, I guess you could say. Now what we need to do is figure out a way back to where we were. Now the only thing I can think of is to just backtrack down that way. I'm sure what was supposed to happen was some of the fencing might have supposed to have gotten destroyed as well, maybe due to the gunship or whatever, but it seems to me as if that's not going to happen, so I'll just take the shortcut way down, which is just to do that, and then we head back around this way. So what we do is we head back to where that opening was, into the courtyard, I'm guessing. And then that's supposed to take us to that fence that was blocked off that I pointed out earlier. So it should be taking us there. And I think I got clipped on a player clip or something right there, because it looked like I should have been able to move, but I wasn't able to. So as you see, an area like this. I don't know where that is, that gunshot, where those gunshots are. Don't know who's doing that, or if it was even aiming at me. But it is what it is. Still hearing it, by the way. So, whoa! I have to admit, that's pretty impressive. It's almost like the Combine. It's almost like the Combine set a booby trap for the player. That's actually really interesting. It's a shame that never actually came to fruition in any of the Half-Life 2 maps, where basically you get the Combine setting up the player like that. I actually think there's something that I missed back down here. Thinking about it, I think this area, there's supposed to be a way, unless that's up ahead, I don't know. I think there's supposed to be an antlion burrow or something. I remember because there was a turret somewhere, but I don't know if that's here or somewhere else. Right, well, I'll tell the antlions to go up there because I kind of anticipate this happening, but there's supposed to be some people that was supposed to oh god. And that's pretty interesting as well. They blow up the bridge as well. I guess, as I said, as I anticipated, there was some guys there, and that blew a hole in the fence for us to use as a ladder to get up there. And now we get the AR-2, which is the pulse rifle. There's also some other stuff that was cut from Half-Life 2 weapons-wise, like an AK-47, a different submachine gun, the heavy machine gun, the flare gun, the Combine guard gun. No, that's it. That's the end of it. That's the end of it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the depot mod right there. It's only 2 levels long, but I can say that it's absolutely amazing. So I guess what I can say is made by Lexor. You did a good job. The only thing I would criticise was that you didn't have an autosave after you killed the antlion guards, where you get the theropods, because I had to do that all over again. But at least it was only 2 RPGs and he was dead. It does say to be continued, but I'm pretty sure this was released 5 years ago in 2013, and there hasn't been an update to it since, otherwise it would have continued. But I think it was supposed to continue on into the actual interior of the depot, which if you look into the Half-Life 2 beta, then there's actually some maps that indicate there was supposed to be some sort of underground train facility or something that was supposed to be there. for the depot, and you could like shoot canisters, and the canisters will fly all over the place or something like that. But that seems to be depot, ladies and gentlemen. I'm messing up my words now. Hope you've enjoyed it. I definitely have. I'm gonna round the video off here, and I hope to see you in another game playthrough or something I decide to do sometime in the future. And all that being said and done, have a great day. Peace out. See you later, and take care out there, guys.